Looks like I'm live. Looks like I got a viewer too. Let's test everything out. Live. All right. I'm in the chat. I'm looking at myself. I think I'm live. I don't hear anything, but that's okay. Hi everybody, Paul from Bacon Logic. Today we're gonna do some live painting. Let's get to it. Here. That didn't work. I don't like that. Let's try this again. I'm gonna try this again because I'm live. Nobody's watching right now. Let's try this again. No. Straight switches. That's okay. But I got my setup here. I got the cam going. I don't see the other cam. Let me see what's going on here. It's been a while. It has been a while. A lot of the images are missing. That one and that one. That's my stats. Yay. So I'm looking for my little cam. I don't see it here. I'll bring it back up here. It might show up. But we got the big one. That's the important one. I don't want to have my other little cam. That's very annoying. Live testing. It's what's for dinner. Image 3. It appears that most of my images are missing because over here somewhere, right above that, is it's supposed to be my video capture. So we have here. If we turn stuff on and off, see what happens. See, that's the new logo. Nope, nothing. Turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on. That's very annoying. Turn this off. Video capture device. 4. Try that one. I don't see anything. That's very, very annoying. So we'll just work without it. I'm just gonna leave this. Hey, it's my hand. So I decided to, well, my wife and kids went over to their uncle's house today, and my wife has told me to do something creative. So I figure, why not do some painting? And if I'm going to do some painting, I might as well get back on the stream. But first thing I want to do, I'm a little confused about this one over here. This was working a second ago. First thing I need to do is find my paint. I'm not properly set up. I'm going to babble. My name is Paul. Here it is. Found it. Found my oil paint. Notice that's that oil. That's not to say, since I've been offline, I have not been painting. I have this ugly thing. And I have this kind of weird looking thing. I'm going to find a home for them. I did a third one, but I gave it to my son. He has claimed it. These will be going up for sale. You might remember this bad boy. And there was another one that I was working on previously. Where did it go? Oh, it's disappeared. It has disappeared into the ether. No, it's over here somewhere. No. Oh, there it is. So you might remember this guy. I was working on it for a while. And I like the way it came out. I got a little bit of glare on it. There we go. So this guy is about done. I can't remember who said art is never finished, it's just abandoned. I'm about ready to abandon that one and go working on something else, which is why we're here today. So I'm going to start archiving my stuff. These are acrylics. I don't want acrylics. I'm going to get some paint. So how you guys doing? It's been a bit. For those not in the know, Niels Holiday has, I got the prototype, found a bunch of errors. We are very close to finishing that one up. I'm going to pick out some colors and I'm going to tone the canvas a bit first. What do we have here? I have a burnt sienna and a burnt umber. Either of those will work for toning my canvas. I don't know what I want to paint today. I'm just going to hop in, blank canvas. I'm going to use my burnt sienna. It's a little lighter, possibly more forgiving for whatever I'm going to do today. But, so I got a little bit of burnt sienna on my palette, which is down here, which is the camera that's up here that for some reason won't shoot up. You know what? Before I get too into it, let me try. Let me just try. I can try. I'm going to see why my camera's not working. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to try. Let me delete this one. Yes. Just for fun. Display capture, video capture, create a new, so it's visible. Let's see if we can get the video out of it. Huh, there's no video coming out of it. Sparkle Cam. No, oh, you can see it now. I can see it. Maybe this one. No. No. Sparkle Cam virtual webcam. Nope. Sparkle Cam video. It's supposed to be this one, but it's not showing up. I'm gonna have to go in and figure it out, but not now. So we'll just put these back up here. So on the right hand of the screen is a lot of nothing. For those of you on your way home, I hope you have a nice trip home. No one here today. Like I said, they're all out and about. And I'm just going to get some liquid. This is the fine detail liquid, which I find very, very nice. I'm going to get a, what is this? This is a Bristol Filbert. That is number 2. I'm just going to dip the very tip of it into the liquid. I'm going to mix that up with this. The liquid's thicker than I remember. It's been a while since I painted. I have been going through my sketchbooks and trying to get some stuff out. I'm going to use, I found this at the dollar store. There were 3 of them, 3 different ones. I'm going to use that. Oh, I shouldn't have used that because I wanted to use that for my acrylics. But I had a couple of different plastic palette knives and I'm like, what the heck? It's the dollar store. It's not the dollar store. It is a chain. There we go. That's a little thinner. It's nice and runny. So today is, what day is today? Today's June 4th. Happy June 4th. June the 4th be with you. So, I don't know what I want to draw today, or paint today. I'm going to go through, my canvas is dry and crusty, just the way I like it. I'm still, learning my oil paints, so I haven't really figured out what I do. But I usually do weird, ugly portraits of monstrous people. So that means I'm just going to just outline a bit. I like this already. And I'm just going to go in with my burnt sienna, and this is just going to tone my canvas a little bit. And it's not really on straight, as you can see. Let me see if I can straighten out. See, I have 2 options. I can get the camera dead on, or I can get myself painting dead on. So So I'm just going to throw some paint on here and like that a little bit. And I think I'm just going to transfer over to my number 10 flat shader. So, and I'm just going to get a little bit of shadow in here. And as you can always see, a little bit of paint always goes a long, long, long way. And this guy, I'm not really sure what he's going to be yet. Looks a little cartoony, but you know, as we get further along, we'll change that. Like my universe skull. Change that up a little bit. That changed from just a skull to universe skull, so I might, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I really don't. But he does need some shadows. And now I'm finding this number 10 shader is kind of limiting as well. But I just want shapes. I want shadow. And I'm getting an error. YouTube is not receiving enough data. Oh no! Oh, sorry, YouTube. My bandwidth, my computer only goes so high. Maybe if I turn off the program I'm not using, maybe I'll drop a bit more bandwidth. I don't know. Let me see what the error is over here. Let's see. Error. More info. More info. Well, can you give me more info or not? No? Fine. So yeah, I'm just gonna choose this. And I really want to get some of this thick paint out of here. So it's been going on recently. Like I said, Niall's Holiday. I have a prototype. It's got a bunch of errors, grammatical. I showed it to my good friend, who's kind of a stickler for rules and accuracy. And I kind of like where this is going now. This is getting interesting. He's a stickler for rules and descriptions. He's an aspiring writer, so he knows how to. And he's a lot OCD, so that would be my good friend Geek Man on Pixel Magic, and you can check him out at. He has his own YouTube channel. He hasn't done anything in a while, I don't think. He does a lot of Photoshop tutorials. And he makes like $1 a month off them, so go check him out, because he makes $1 a month. I make $1, $1 every decade on my YouTube, because I'm never here. Even less so on my Twitch, because I use that even less. All right, I kind of see where this is going. I have an idea what to do with it, so I'm going to. Well, I don't look like much now, but as you get more detailed, that's what happens. That's the purpose of oil paint. Oil paint, you throw it down, and you get more detail as you get through. See where this is going now? Because I see where this is going. I definitely know where this is going now. Funny. What else has been going on? So yeah, like I said, I went to New York, and my friend and I went over the rules, and he didn't look over the cards. We didn't get to actually play, but I'm sure he will, and I'm sure we'll have twice as many notes as there are actual rules for the game. So I'm going to put a little bit of shadowing up here, so I'm going to drop this down just like that. So you get the darker brownish and it almost turns orange up top. And I might as well make his pupil just a little bit bigger, a little more pronounced. I don't want my brush strokes to look like brush strokes, so I kind of go in and smooth them all out. You can see all these wisps in there, and I'm trying to do the old Bob Ross. You don't want to see brush strokes, but by the time I'm done, the brush strokes will be gone. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with his nose, other than this big bulbous Muppet looking thing. Maybe something more like that. I don't know if you can see I put a nostril in there. But now I can come back in, and you know what? I should probably get some regular old oil as medium. I think I got some back here. Just to thin it out, because I don't have any turpentine in the house. Turpentine's nasty stuff. Flammable too. Hey, you can see my laptop. Oh, not my laptop, my computer back there. So you can watch me paint, and then you can watch my computer watch me paint, I think. All right, this is push down and turn. There we go. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of Alkyd Flow Medium for oil color, just a drop right into my mixture. There's a couple drops. I'm just going to mix it up. So I got the flow, and I got the and it's starting to smell. And before I close this up, I should get a rag like so. I'm going to clean off the top a little bit because it was hard to open, get all the excess gunk off. Seal it back up. And while I have my rag here, rags are also good for getting off excess paint. Yes, it is. It will leave the stainish behind. Take away a lot of that excess paint. That's good when you want to go glazing, but I haven't glazed in a long time. But also gets rid of brush marks real easy. Just gonna go up here like that. It almost looks like a critter. And he looks, like I said, he looks a little cartoony, but I'm gonna work on that. So apparently this side is going to be darker than that side. We can always change that, but right now I'm going to give him a little more definition than what he has, because where's my skull? When I was working on this piece here, the skull took me about 2 sessions. I was happy with that bottom section. And I couldn't figure out what to do with the top. It bugged me for like a month and a half, and I think I videoed that too. But yeah, I mean the bottom half has not a lot of paint on it, because part of painting is knowing when to stop. When do you walk away? When do you call it done? When do you abandon the artwork? That's part of it. That is part of being an artist, is knowing when to stop. Because you don't want to overdo it. You want to do it, and you want to move on to the next thing. That's what I do. And I don't know nothing. I was like, okay, time to stop. I want to do something else. Anyway, so back to the Niall's Holiday. Let me see if I can. That doesn't really help much. Maybe if ooh, pardon me. I had leftovers for dinner. I had taco chicken. We had a big old taco burrito chicken mixture. Depending on how you wrap it, it's either a taco or a chicken or a burrito. So they're burritos. What can I say? then, when I'm happy with what I see, then I'll break out a silver. And I got plenty of this color left. So I'm just going to go in and darken some of the parts. I'm going to darken out a little more. Just put a little extra paint in there. So, yep, Now's Holiday. I wanted to release it in July. It's a possibility. It's always a possibility. I mean, I could release it yesterday. It's just full of errors. The other thing that I was not pleased with was the components I chose, because I kind of misread what my components were. I also anticipated how many of each piece I would need, so there are too many parts in the box. I was trying to break down some shapes here. Breaking down shapes. That's probably what I'm going to do with this. So yeah, the components. A lot of them I got like on really flimsy cardboard stock, and I wanted the thicker cardboard stock. You know, you don't want your entire game to be made out of like trading card stock. That's not going to last much at all. The card stock. The other big problem was the last big problem was the colors were really, really off. And I'm going to double check, make sure that all my stuff is in the proper mode. Because if I didn't know better, I'd say they were printing off of RGB profiles. And most of my stuff is in CMYK. So that's something I need to ask them about, or get in touch with them about anyway. Okay, I think I got. So we have some shape, we have some shadow, a little bit. I like them. I haven't given them a name yet. I don't even know if I'm going to do his eyelid. I might just close in his eye a little bit, give him that sunken eye look. Yeah. Okay, I can deal with that. Kind of looks like a Muppet version of Gandalf. Kind of like what happened in here. Got a weird transition. It doesn't look as good on the camera. Maybe if I move this light, it'll look a little different, but I doubt it. You can see the light moving everywhere but where I want it. So, but let me knock that hot, dark spot out. Let me knock some of this dirt out of here. Let that sit for a minute, and I'm going to pick a really dark color. I usually pick a phthalo blue or a purple. I'm going to use some of this. Clearance was $22.99. I got it for $9.99. That's pretty good. I'm going to use some of this cobalt violet hue. See if it's so good. Yeah, it's still good. A little crusty around the edges where I did not clean the tube. So anyway, back to the Niao. We're really close. It's always been very playable. It was playable on day one. What I'm going to do right here, I'm going to take my brush. I'm just going to wipe off some of the excess paint. I'll get a little bit more alkyd flow medium back. I'm going to mix it up a couple drops of that on there. And whoo, stinky. I'm going to take my dirty palette knife and I'm going to mix it up just to mix it up a little bit. So it's a little bit of that burnt, is it burnt sienna? Burnt umber or something? burnt sienna, and this violet hue, was it? Let me take a look. Der Cobalt Violet Hue by Grumbacher. Yeah. And if you've seen me do this before, you know I kind of go by the seat of my pants, and I have several canvases that I'm just not, that I kind of started and abandoned because I didn't take the time to sketch out or pre-thought, but that is my method. So I'm going to take a little bit of this dark color and I'll just splatter it around, and then I'm going to spread it out. I should probably use a bigger brush, but I want to get my details, or some of my details, in first, like in here. I want to drop some of that in there. You can see almost that color, the definition changes almost instantly. That's really nice. I like that a lot. Maybe this will be I'm not sure what he's going to be yet. So I just realized on the screen how violently different he looks. So because the colors here are kind of, they smush together, and I'm liking the way they smush. Get some of that lip look over here. And the other thing I need to do is, for a while I was watching a lot of painting videos. Yeah, and on my screen his lips look like lipstick, and over here it's like muddy purple. Let me take a look at my other screen. Yeah, it looks a little better on my other screen. Yeah, you can see my desktop. I'm gonna move it over there. Now we have the infinity. Oh no. There we go. Now we have infinity on my desktop. Oh, see him back there? Awesome. All right. So yeah, so I'm gonna start just knocking in some shadows, just to get my shadows in. I didn't give him a pupil yet, so I'm just going to do that now. And he instantly becomes a weird looking character. He looks like he has a black eye over here, kind of. Maybe I'll give him a black eye. Maybe that's why his pupils are so shut, and I kind of like that. Because I did all these little crisscross strokes, and now they're building up inside. Anyway, so yeah, talk about Nyala a little bit. I saw my little nieces. My nieces started drawing on her own. She's doing pretty good. I'll give her props. So, hello, Madison, if you happen to be watching. I drew her a quick Thanos from the Avengers because my little brother is bringing her upright and showing her all the proper movies that she should be watching. Can't be watching any of that. DC has a pretty poor track record of movies right now, so it's a fact. Those movies are painful to watch. Come back here and rub some of this out and see what we get. Just to smooth out these gradations a little bit. Yeah, that's a little better. It's probably going to wind up being purple or blue, maybe blue. I haven't drawn anybody blue yet, or painted anybody blue for that matter. Get a little bit of color in here. And I usually put in all of these because I think he's going to be a little bit wrinkly. I suppose I should look up some pictures of wrinkly people. for some reference. Or I can look in a mirror. I'm getting up there. Big birthday this year. Big birthday. It has a 0 on the end of it. It's got a 0 at the end of my age. Maybe we'll live stream from somewhere special. Maybe I'll do a collab if anybody will have me. So I'm liking that swirly in there. Again, I look at here and it's really subtle, and I look on the screen and it's like a big red blotch. It's really annoying. Whatever. It's a process. It is a process. But I'm still using that purple hue on top of that burnt sienna. And I'm just going to work it around for a little bit. It is, oh wow, it's only 6:19. How long have I been painting? I've been on for about half an hour, muttering and babbling. Yeah, I'm not digging the way his nose is so bulbous. It kind of looks like I said, it looks like a Muppet nose. So I'm trying to get the right shadow under here. Trying to get that right blend of, hey, this isn't really a nose. This isn't really a Muppet. It's an actual nose. You're going to make it, shape it. Kind of like sculpting. There we go. That's a little better. Man, I think, yeah, see, since I have the camera on one side and I have the, I'm working sideways. I get the big brush and brush some of this down. The clean brush. Blend it together. I should have done that last, because all the weird colors should go on the outside last. It's okay. We'll make do. Keep telling my kids, you make do with what you have. I need to follow the same principle. Otherwise, that would make me a hypocrite. And I don't want to be a hypocrite. I want to be a good example for my boys. Right, boys? Oh, wait, they're not here. All right. So, put in some color here. Put in some color there. Just like that. Bam. And then I'm going to come back in and blend it up a little bit. Blend some color in down here. Dull up that canvas. And this, I think for my next canvas, I might have had, I might have done a canvas where I actually, put down a layer of white or a thin layer of medium before. Kind of like the Bob Ross way where he says, put down some liquid white. I don't ever remember putting down liquid white or, or a slick layer of oil or medium to help flow the colors a little better. I'm probably going to try that. Make a mental note to do that. But he's looking pretty interesting. Got depth to it. That's what I like about painting. I've got some more of my brown color. Lather some of that in there. Then blend it all up. That's what I like. Then I'm going to come back over here. There's nobody watching, but that's okay. I'll paint for a little while longer. Then I'm going to go I'll do something. I don't know. The thing about it's kind of what I'm doing, like a half-ass glazing right now. That looks a lot better, don't you think? One thing I like to do with my characters is I give them scars, and I like to do them early on. So I'm going to give him a scar. Let's give him a scar coming down this way. Just so I know where it is for later. I'll give him one over here, similar pattern. just so you know where they are. Because if you know where they go, it helps you. And maybe a little around his nose, just to see how it works. I can paint over it later. That's the fun thing about paint. If you don't like it in acrylic, you can paint over it after about, a second. If you don't like it in oil, you can blend the crap out of it and it goes away. But scars are cool. Chicks dig scars, right? Right. That's what they always told me. Told me growing up, chicks dig scars. Of course, you get scars by doing stupid things. That's the part that they don't tell you. They don't like surgical scars. I got plenty of those. So I'm trying to get back on a weekly live stream. I think Tuesdays is a good day. It'll be Tuesdays from, I'm hoping, 5, well, actually no, it's not true, because Tuesdays I have children, but I would like to get back to it. I really do. I do like painting, and I do like streaming. I mean, if you're going to do it, like the man says, if you're going to do it live on a stage, or don't do it at all. I'll let you guys look that quote up. That almost looks like a person from back here. I'm not sure about over there on the screen, but let me move this over a little bit and see what we get. See if it looks better. Does it look a little better now? I don't know. I can't tell. Because the colors on my screen look so much different than the colors of what's actually in front of me. And that's the other thing about art that always drove me up the wall. If you ever have a chance to go to an art gallery, go. Because I'll tell you something. You will appreciate it a lot more when you go. For the simple fact that you can see the brush strokes. Here we go. Payne's Gray. I'm adding Payne's Gray. I just added some more of that violet hue. Maybe some Payne's Gray. I'm going to mix them together. I just want to get a little bit of Payne's Gray. I bought Payne's Gray because it was cheap. It was on clearance. Where is it? Where'd it go? Just dropped it in here. Payne's Gray. Originally $13.99. Got it for $4. And it's probably more than that. Let's clear the stickers off. See how far back it goes. They marked it down 3 times. It's got 3 stickers. Payne's Gray, man. Come on. 3 stickers worth of Payne's Gray. I'm going to drop in a couple drops of medium here on my palette. There we go, 2 drops. And I'm going to get the excess over here. And let me grab the webcam and I'm going to show you my palette real quick. Because it's not a big palette, it's just a little thing. I'm going to show you. Here it goes. Here. Oh no. There's my palette. That's my palette. This is a dirty rag. There's a palette knife that I was using to mix up. Here's the 3 brushes. This is my blending cleanup brush. This was the original brush I used to put the dude down. This is that weird purple mixture, and it looks a lot more red on my screen, but it's actually a really rich purple. Put this back over here. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. So I'm just going to take my palette knife. I'm just going to mix up this and get this weird looking crest off there. There we go. And just some of that Payne's Gray and some of that purple hue. And a couple drops of the Flow Medium, which, by the way, was also on clearance. $10.60, $4.24. So I don't remember where I got it from. But when I go to Michael's. I haven't been to, every time I go to Michael's, I scour the clearance section. And when I find stuff, I just throw it in the cart and buy it. Don't even question it. I just get it. And that's the end of it. All right, so this is going to be this should be a really, really, really dark, punchy color. And I'm just going to put in Wow, that is super dark. I'm going to have to blend the crap out of this. But up here, that gives it just enough punch. And it's also really sticky. It's really clingy. Give that there. Give that there. But this down here, that's got to go. I'm going to wipe that right off with my rag. That is way, way, way too much. That is almost ruining it for me. Because I kind of like what happened in there. But now, tell you what, I'm going to go back here and use my filbert. I'm going to blend it back down. That was about 4 times the dark I wanted. But I knew it was coming. I did. And up here, I'm just going to blend some of this out. Blend this out, blend this out. So, what time is it? What's on MeTV tonight? I've become semi-obsessed with watching MASH because I watched a lot of MASH growing up. I'll give you a hint to how old I am, to that big birthday coming up. I'm coming to terms with that number. It's a big one. And everybody around me is real excited, and I'm just not. That makes sense. I'm more excited about Borderlands 3 than I am about my birthday. What does that say about me? Everybody's excited. My friends are taking me somewhere really special. My wife is letting me go with my friends. That makes her really special, so thank you. All right, I seem to have undone some of that dark damage. And actually, on my screen, that looks decent. And on my palette, it looks like crap. How does that work? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of that dark color. I'm just going to mix it in randomly to my background. Here it looks blue, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to take it and just stretch it out a little bit. And that looks gray purple. Which is the cool thing about oil paint, is you can blend the crap out of it. It will go on forever if you need it to. Look at that. Look at that blend. Blending, blending, blending. Blending, blending. I'm going to blend those sharp edges away. And this, my friends, is a student grade canvas. I think I bought, it was a 4-pack. Keep your eye on those sales. Keep your eye on the sales. I'm going to blend this up a little bit, just a little bit. Just to make that blend out. Because I know I'm going to darken it up, and I'm probably going to pop that eyeball out. Matter of fact, let's darken it up, because when you put darks in, your lights start to pop more. So let's put in just a little bit here. I guess I should use a smaller brush for this purpose. But that's the thing about oil paints, is that you're supposed to go on big and sloppy. You're supposed to refine as you drop in more details. And I haven't really finished the big sloppy stage. Man, that sounds bad. I should probably find a new way to say all that. But, yeah. Put some of that color in here. Just start making it pop. Because when you put those dark colors in, man, this brush is shedding. When you start putting those dark colors in, those lights start to pop out. Which they are. Which is kind of what you want. And I'm just painting as I go. Okay, so we're at 41 minutes. I'm going to put in some of this over here. I'm going to put in some definition on his nose. Because his nose... See how his nose just sunk back when I dropped that in there? His eye just went back a foot. Well, maybe not a foot, but you know what I mean. I'm going to blend that out a bit. Blend this over here. Blend that over there. Anyway, so back to Brooklyn. Yeah, my niece has discovered the wonders of art. She draws a lot of anime looking stuff. I think she has an Instagram page. I'm not exactly sure how much art she's been putting up, but you know, she's what 10, 11? So she was thrilled that I came up and started doing art stuff with her, and that got my bug, got me started going again. I'm dropping some of that dark. And right now, I'm just realizing that I should be a lot more sloppy at this stage. I should be just finding my shapes and blending them out, getting my lights and my darks in. That's really what I should be doing right here. Because all of this is going to be recolored and retinted. I'm deciding if I want to make him like a goblin. Maybe I'll give him an eye patch. I don't know. But I do want to put some more of this dark color back under here. Just a little bit. Yeah, he's coming together. Even looks good on my screen at this point. It's amazing what you can do in 44 minutes, 44 seconds. Oh, did I actually lose my feed? That would make me very unhappy. Oh, average, okay. 47 minutes. Am I actually recording? Oh, I am. I'm going to stop recording. It's all going on YouTube. It'll be archived there, I hope. I don't know how long. But I'm going to put that in there. And I don't even know what size canvas this is. Can anybody tell me? I think it's 18 by 24. Let's see if I have a... No. That was the other weird thing about this 4-pack or 5-pack. It's a 5-pack. It's a 5-pack. Cheap 5-pack of canvases. And I probably used a coupon to get it too. Wipe off my brush real quick. I totally forgot what I was talking about. And nobody's online to help me. So, get some of my burnt sienna color since it's kind of wet. I'm just dropping in up here and up there. I'm going to finish tinting his eyeball a little bit. Ugh, now it looks like closer to the Eye of Sauron now. I don't want that. I'm just going to tint the rest of it. Yeah, he's coming along. So I'm at the point where I'm going to just smooth out some of these brush strokes. Maybe take some of this color and just slather it on. Because I think I might give him wispy hair. I haven't decided yet. But he's definitely looking a little less Muppetish. And that's the thing about this canvas is that it gets stuck behind the lip. I should probably do... I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later. Right now, I just want to... Right now, I'm going to get the paint off my palette. So I'm just going to scrape. I'm going to mix all the loose paint on my canvas together, making a big glob. And I'm going to drop a bunch of darks in there. Kind of tone the rest of my canvas. Find the bottom of his chin, probably about there. Ooh, that turned black. That's the other thing. So, yeah, for a long time I didn't use oil paint. Now it's like the only thing I want to use. Those two little 5x5s I showed you earlier, those are acrylic paint. And I used this cheap acrylic set. And as you can see, the coverage wasn't that great, so I kind of had to did it multi-layered. And these go, did I name these two? I think I did, but it's not on here. So this one, is it 5? That's not a 5x5 canvas. But you can see, so the paint is obviously very cheap. It was like a $6 acrylic set. And it doesn't cover very well, so you kind of say, okay, I have cheap paint. What am I gonna? How am I going to use that to my advantage? And then you just realize that your cheap paint can be used to make textures, and different variations in skin and in the hair. Like up here, that's like layers of blue and layers of black and layers of Payne's gray, and then some white across the top. Even the white doesn't cover very well, but that's what gives it its texture. Now this guy really wanted to get that solid orange, and I couldn't get it because the orange in the set was really bad. And I was like, okay, well, let me mix some red and white together, and that didn't really work out well either. But you learn to use the tools that you have, and you learn to compensate with them. It's like, okay, this is how I this is what I got. How do I make the best of it? And I heard a bunch of different artists say that. It's like, you know what? You're gonna buy cheap paints. Get a set of cheap paints. Save your money for a good black and a good white. Don't worry about getting good brushes. You can get a mid-priced set of brushes and just take better care of them. A good brush will last you a long, long time. Well, that's not the case. A well cared for brush will last you a long time. These brushes were not very expensive. They might have been like $3 to $6 a pop. And then you use a good old Michaels coupon. Let me move this. Whoop. Let me move this over a bit. He almost looks like old Thanos because I was going to put a beard on him. I'm old Thanos. Help me snap my fingers. Help me pull my finger. But you can work with the cheap materials, and as I just showed you, you're going to get different results. Those cheap acrylics, they taught me something. They taught me not only are you have cheap acrylics, but you learn how to compensate. You learn how to get what you want out of those paints. Which is kind of what I'm trying to say. It's like I learned to use the cheap paints to my advantage and make my painting closer to what I had envisioned when I started painting it. All right. Let's see if we can blend some of this down. Maybe not. All right. All right. I'm in the final stages of getting my paint. My paint's getting really, really thick all of a sudden. I think it's the liquid kicking in. I'm not sure how long it takes. I guess I should go up and look up. Oh man, what's this crud? This crud on my brush. Yeah. Anyway, so like I was saying, cheap materials you could learn how to compensate by using them. You don't have to spend $16 on a tube of paint, $45 on cadmium plaid or whatever colors that you think you need. Get the basics. I've seen that a lot too. I haven't even done that because I just buy paints when they're cheap because I'm kind of a hoarder that way. And if you take care of your oil paints, put your oil paints, you take care of your paints, you keep them sealed, take care of them, they will last you a long time. I bought these paints. I got the cheap oil paints. I do have cheap oil paints. These are the little ones. These ones here, the Reeves. You know, the $8, $10, $12 set. You get what was it, like how many colors was it? 18 colors, basic set, but you can learn with them. You don't have to create. Not everything you do is going to be a masterpiece, but you can learn to mix your colors. That's the one thing I keep hearing. It's like, you know, don't get every color under the rainbow. Get a basic green. I'll try and find that video. There was a video. It's like, okay, don't get every color under the sun. Get a basic blue, get a basic yellow, get a basic red, and black and white, and learn to mix colors. It'll be a lot better for you. But that's what they say. And I wish I could say I follow their advice. I'd be a hypocrite to say I did. You should try it. I would like to try it, but you know, I've already blown out and bought all my colors. But I'm having fun while doing it. And that's the other thing. If you're having fun, it doesn't matter what you do. You need to be having fun. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, why are you doing it? Right? Right. Say yes. Yes. Thank you. I'm dropping some more of this color here. That looks really weird. It's shaded okay. It just looks weird. I'm gonna have to split his nose down here and do a shade from this side. And we're coming up on an hour. I'll probably go to an hour in some minutes. I'm gonna put in maybe a chin bone down here, because interesting. But I think this guy will be done for now. What I want to do, I want to get all right, so I'm going to put this one on the side to dry. And usually when you get to a weird point where you don't know what you really want to do, you put them on the side to dry. And I got to find a place for them to dry, because I don't have any newspaper or anything on the floor. And I don't have a place in my closet. Bear with me. I do, however, have another canvas with plastic wrap on it, so I'll lay that flat and put this on top. And I'll let him dry. And sometimes it's good to stop and take a break and go, what am I doing? I don't know. But I also have these two little canvases. And this was an experiment gone wrong. I don't know what to do with them. So let me see what we got here. Can I knock them down? I have these two little purple canvases here. And, oh, looky here. I have charcoal sketch. My original idea was to have, you know, just one picture divided over the two. And I just had an idea. So I'm looking at one of the postcards on my wall. It's of the Arches National Park, so I'm just going to do something like that. I'm just going to take my charcoal pencil and kind of make my own version of the arch at the park. Because I kind of went there. I'm lying. I didn't really go there. Well, I went to Arches National Park, but I'm fat and out of shape, and I didn't actually get to walk. I got maybe half of the way, and I was like, I am dying. I would like to leave now, and just turned around and came back. So I'm going to take this basic setup, and I'm going to make an oil painting out of it. I'm going to put down down some. I'll probably repaint that sky. But I'm going to use some of this Permelba, which is like the best white I ever found. Drop of Permelba, one drop of Permelba, and I think I have some of that burnt sienna on here. And I'm just going to start hacking at it because that's what I want to do. Just a little bit of white and a little bit of burnt sienna. And I'm using the same palette knife. I'm going to mix that color up, get it nice and light, because I don't want it brown. I want it, yeah, this is a nice color. That's kind of tanny. I'm just going to block in that color. And a couple of drops of my medium, just to get it going. Because I like working, I found that I like working with thin paints. Not too thin. There's a time for thick and thin. And, for this one. But I like to mix. This almost looks flesh tony. Oh my gosh. It's okay. We'll work with it. It's mid-range, but you can see how dark my little sketch is. Let me check my phone real quick. I haven't heard my phone all day. Any messages? My new phone, by the way. 650. Oh my gosh, I thought it was there and that. But I'm just going to put in some of my flesh tony color. I'll just drop that in. And by the way, this purple is all acrylic, which explains its crappy coverage. And explains this not great coverage of my oil either. I'm just trying to get my shapes together. That's all it really is, painting shapes. It's fun. Try it. You might like it. And so that is my arch. I'm going to do the sand down here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sand. Get some more color in there. It's really weird because on my palette, I'm not going to say it's weird. Uh-oh, somebody home. Because on my palette, it's really dull and monotone. And on my palette, against that, well, that's the thing. You look at this color against white, it's really dark and monotone. You look at this color against the purple, it pops. That's your contrast working for you right there. Alright, so there it is. That's my arch. That's my really bad half-butt arch. I'm going to take some of my purple color and drop in some of my shadow. Actually, I don't really want to use that same purpley color, but that's what I have. It'll darken it up real nice. And I'm dropping some darks. And since it's a picture of the arches, maybe I'll give it to my father-in-law. Just dropping in dark color everywhere. Do that again. One there, one there. And in this case, I should be using smaller brushes, but I'm using 3 today. 3 is enough. loose Payne's gray in there. And I'll just block in that color. There seems to be, I can't see, I got my head in the way? Yes, I am. There we go. Actually, that is my reference right there. So, all right. I'm probably going to glaze that with some red. And the charcoal is making it dark too, which is kind of cool. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this down here, a little bit of this color down here. I'm just going to put that over there. Spread it out down here a little bit. That looks like a door. Jeez, what's wrong with me? Let's fix that up. Make it look less door-like. Alrighty. Okay. And maybe like that over there. Next time, when we went to, I'll tell you the story behind my trip to the Arches. That was, or a story of my cross-country trip. If you haven't traveled cross-country, it's one of those things that everybody says that they want to do and they never really do. If you get the chance to do it, do it. But next time I will tell you my story traveling cross-country with my father-in-law. I can tell it now. I'll tell you what, I'll tell it now, and then we'll end the video because I want to watch some TV and go to bed. I want to go to bed early. I want to go to bed before the wife and kids get home. Is that so bad? Does that make me a bad person? It does? Oh, man. Anyway, so my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they retired, and they we have relatively young children, and they were retired, and they were in Seattle, Washington, and they offered to come and help take care of the kids. They offered, we have the room for them to move. That looks like a penis, so I have to change that a little bit. So we had the room, and it's like, hey, they offered to come help. It's like, great, we can use the help while we get our lives in order. So they sold their house, and they were retired, so they're not that big of a deal to get them going. Put some those in there, and then so I was gonna drive cross country with my father-in-law, and we were gonna go cross country. Something plus they're moving here, gonna move their stuff, so we're gonna drive the van cross country. So came up with a plan, and the first thing I did was I flew from DC into Boston, and my DC flight got delayed because of a broken plane. Hence, I flew to Boston. I didn't have a flight to Seattle, and then I didn't have a flight to where they lived at the time. I'm not going to say it because it was Seattle. And then once I got to Seattle, I had to take a prop plane. That would have been fun. I do regret missing my prop plane flight. It would have been, an hour and a half, maybe not even an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, an hour and a half. I don't know how long it was, but fly in a prop plane. You don't get to do that very often, if at all. So I was like, yeah, I'm flying a prop. So I missed all my flights. And when I finally got to I got to Boston. There was no one there to help me. I had to call the weird help desk or the customer service people or the customer no service people. I can't remember who they were, what company it was, but I really don't want to. I can't say I can't recommend them because I don't remember which company it was. I'm gonna bust out some of this yellow ochre so I can, and maybe some orange, mix them together, get a little bit of color to pop on this. Um, and I'm going through all this nonsense, and I couldn't get back into the terminal because the terminal's closed because of security reasons. So if you're not already in the terminal, guess what? You can't sleep at the airport. I had to go find a hotel for the night to sleep in. And that was, I'm not gonna say it was bad. Just put a sour taste in my mouth. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a nice poppin' orange. I'm gonna take this paintbrush right here. This is my tiny, tiny number 2 flat shader. I don't know if you can see that color on the brush. It's really popping orange. I'm going to start popping in some highlights in here. So I went and I found a hotel, and essentially took a nap. Got up early next morning, got to the airport, flew out to Yakima, not Yakima. There, just found out where my parents used to live. Um, I flew out there, and my father-in-law drove to Seattle to pick me up, which wasn't so bad. Um, but that was another 2.5 hour, 3 hour drive from Seattle to where they lived. So that got that out of the way. Eventually, we got the truck packed. Stayed at my aunt's house. They have a really nice house. Well, we had to stay at my aunt's house because all the furniture was packed in the truck. Go figure. And after that, pack up in the truck, head over the highway. And so we start driving, and a couple hours go by. We're going up over Colorado Mountain, over the Rockies, and this was, I want to say, April, middle of April. And what do you know? What do you think happens? Freak blizzard going up the mountain, and we're coming down the mountain into Denver. And I don't remember if it was a weekday or not because we started pretty early. Coming down the mountain in a blizzard, in a freak blizzard. Maybe it was in a Easter, I don't know, but it was pretty crazy. And I swear to God, I thought I was gonna die on that mountain because we were driving this big old U-Haul. It might have been U-Haul, it might have been Penske. I don't remember. Driving the big truck, dragging the SUV behind us on the trailer. And if you ever driven a big Penske truck or a big U-Haul truck, it wasn't that big. I mean, it was not the teeny, truck that you normally get, but it was pretty big. But you're also dragging the thing behind us, and you don't know the condition of their brakes or their tires. You don't know if you're going to go skidding over the side of a mountain. I was scared to death. I thought I was going to die. And you could cut that tension in that truck with a knife. And I knew my father-in-law was freaking out. It's like, Dad, we need to stop somewhere and switch. And he was like, nope, 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 nope. I got it. And because you're coming down at like, I wanted to say a 45-degree angle, maybe. So you got, here's your zero, here's your zero, 40. So 0, 45 is 90, 45. It felt, over 45 degrees. That's for sure. It felt over 45-degree angle. It was really scary. Yeah, it was scary. I would not want to relive that anytime soon. I'm not a big thrill seeker. I don't like rides or, amusement parks. I used to. Now I just get sick, much to my wife's glee. We went on one of those, it was like a big whirly bird kind of thing. You go up and they get, you essentially go in a bucket seat, like, like your kids go in at the park. And I felt sick as a dog. And I'm screaming, "Oh my God, I'm going to be sick. Let me off, let me off." And my wife is just loving it. I don't think she's ever laughed that hard since, seeing my displeasure on the, I don't even know what that ride's called, but that was years ago. I don't know what I'm doing, but I kind of like it. Got the oranges and my fleshy brown. I'm going to put some regular brown on top of it, but the paint is getting a little thick, so I'm going to have to find another brush. Here's a nice brush. Break it up a little bit. It's getting a little stiff. I'm just going to go over here and just kind of do that to it. Just get the colors broken up. I'm putting my weird orange in there. Over there, that like that, that like that. Okay, just to get those colors in there. Light, 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 light. It's a little overdone, but the colors are blending. That's the main thing. A little bit, and a little bit of that. And that's where I'm going to leave my arch for now. I'm dropping. I don't have to. I can go a little further, but yeah, it's been a little over an hour, so I'm gonna start cleaning up. I'm not gonna subject you to cleaning up today, but I wanna. If you have stopped by on the replay, I thank you for stopping by. That almost looks like an arch. I have to do something about that background. We'll work on that next time after this is dry. We'll work on my new weird guy next time. And I'll pop in some more colors. I'm just going to get some of the color. I got a lot of color left on my canvas, so I'm just going to. I'm going to keep working. Oh my God. Who am I kidding? I know it. You know it. Your big feet show it. Don't go and blow it. This orange is not quite popping enough, but that's okay. We'll get it next time. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this. I'm just going to let this sit there for a bit. I'm going to let it dry for a couple days or a week. Probably next week. Maybe I'll give this to my father for Christmas or something. This is not my typical painting interest or style, which is good. Do something different, folks. Do different things. Get some of this color on the side of my canvas too. That's something people are kind of into, is painting the sides of their canvas. I made the mistake of getting this big 2-inch thing. And it's like, man, I gotta paint the sides of that. That's paint wasted on the side. Nobody cares about that. It's a little abstracty, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Close this gap up a little bit. Close it over here too. Yeah, that's better. That's looking more like it. Like I said, I'm working on off of a postcard over my wall over there. It just said, "Hey, paint me." I'm like, okay, there it is. I'm painting. Have fun. All right, I'm gonna go clean my brushes up. If you've stopped by on the replay, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Subscribe and like. I'll try and get another one, get another painting session in soon. Hopefully, it won't take another. I don't know how long it's been. Another couple of months. I really enjoy painting. I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. Let me put one of my guys back up here so you can see him again. I'll put this guy up here. He's full of love. He loves you. He wants to say hi. I'm going to put this guy up for sale soon. I'm going to put this guy up for sale soon. So if you're interested, you can shoot me a line beforehand. Make me an offer. Yeah, I just like doing this kind of stuff. So you guys take care. I will transition this. Transition. Well, that didn't work at all. Try again. Did I just do the whole thing? That that would be horrible. An hour and a half of nothing but my logo. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Okay, it's doing something. Okay, this is Paul from Bacon Logic. I hope I didn't do anything too crazy. I'm just checking out my screen. But you guys take care, and we'll see you the next time. Thanks for stopping by.